Neon lights pulse rhythmically across the sprawling, vibrant skyline of the Littyverse metropolis. Litty stands on a high balcony, his spiky white hair glowing with soft electricity. A sudden, unnatural chill sweeps through the warm, humid air of the city streets. High above, a fleet of floating vehicles abruptly stalls in midair, engines dying instantly. Massive holographic advertisements flicker violently before plunging into a deep, absolute silence. Litty looks up, his eyes widening as the city's signature neon glow vanishes completely. The central plaza, usually a hub of light, is now swallowed by thick, oppressive shadows. Litty checks his internal energy. His chest pulses with a steady, reassuring blue light. He realizes the legendary energy crystal, the city's beating heart, has been stolen away. Without the crystal, the entire infrastructure of the Littyverse begins to shudder and fail. Litty takes a deep breath, his lightning energy crackling softly around his determined fingertips. He leaps from the balcony, landing gracefully on a darkened, silent hover platform below. The streets are filled with anxious citizens, their faces pale in the sudden gloom. A group of neighbors huddles together near a dead vending machine, whispering in fear. Litty approaches them, his glowing hair casting a warm, comforting light on their faces. He raises a hand, signaling for calm, as the crowd looks toward his light. "Stay focused," Litty tells them, his voice steady and echoing through the quiet streets. "We must remain positive," he adds, his confidence acting as a beacon in the dark. The citizens look at each other, their panic slowly replaced by a flicker of hope. Litty turns his gaze to the ground, searching for a sign of the missing core. He spots a faint, residual trail of shimmering energy snaking along the metallic pavement. The trail leads away from the city center and toward the forbidden industrial district. He begins to walk, his rhythmic footsteps echoing against the cold, silent steel walls. Behind him, a few brave citizens begin to follow, inspired by his unwavering resolve. They reach a high-tech bridge that spans a deep, dark chasm between city sectors. The bridge is flickering, its magnetic stabilizers failing under the weight of the darkness. Litty steps onto the bridge, his feet sparking as he stabilizes the metal plates. He guides the others across, his light acting as a bridge of safety for them. They reach the other side. Looking back at the darkened city with newfound purpose, Litty points toward the entrance of the city's vast, mysterious underground tunnel network. The trail of energy grows brighter as it dives deep into the subterranean depths. He turns to the citizens, nodding once to reassure them of his coming success. They stand guard at the entrance, forming a protective circle as he descends alone. The tunnel air is thick with cold, stagnant energy that tastes like metallic ozone. Litty moves deeper, his internal glow illuminating the damp, rusted walls of the tunnel. He hears a low, rhythmic humming sound vibrating through the floor beneath his boots. The energy trail intensifies, glowing with a frantic, desperate pulse of pure light. He rounds a sharp corner, his eyes narrowing as he enters a vast, hidden chamber. The walls of the chamber are covered in strange, ancient markings that pulse slowly. He finds the source of the trail, a massive ventilation shaft leading further down. Litty slides down the shaft, his body surrounded by a protective aura of lightning. He lands on a platform overlooking a massive, dark cavern beneath the city streets. The cavern is silent, save for the faint, dying heartbeat of the missing crystal. He sees the crystal suspended in the center, trapped by swirling, dark, parasitic shadows. The darkness coils around the crystal like a hungry, suffocating serpent of pure void. Litty feels the weight of the city's future resting entirely on his young shoulders. He takes a steadying breath, grounding himself as he prepares to face the darkness. His lightning energy surges, turning the cavern into a theater of brilliant electric blue. He steps forward, his boots clicking on the stone, drawing the attention of the shadows. The dark energy lashes out, but Litty parries with a sharp, controlled bolt of light. He focuses his mind, visualizing the crystal glowing bright and free once again. With careful precision, he weaves a web of electricity to push back the encroaching void. The shadows shriek as the light begins to peel them away from the crystal core. Litty channels his energy into a steady stream, feeding the crystal its lost vitality. The crystal pulses back, its glow expanding until it fills the entire dark cavern. The dark energy dissolves into nothingness, unable to withstand the pure positive power. The crystal flows free, humming with newfound strength and a brilliant, blinding radiance. Above ground, the city lights flicker once, then erupt into a glorious, permanent glow. Litty smiles, knowing that staying calm and focused saved the heart of his home. He stands tall, a young hero ready to protect the bright future of the Littyverse. Litty descends into the silent, damp depths of the city's ancient underground tunnels. His spiky white hair glows with a soft, steady rhythm in the oppressive darkness. He reaches a cavernous chamber where the air feels thick with cold, stagnant energy. In the center, the legendary energy crystal hangs, suspended in midair. A web of swirling, parasitic dark energy constricts around the glowing core. The crystal flickers weakly, its brilliant light nearly extinguished by the encroaching shadows. Litty stops, observing the dangerous entanglement with a calm, analytical gaze. He knows that any reckless movement could shatter the fragile, vital core. Litty takes a deep breath, centering his own internal lightning energy. He holds his hands out, palms facing the swirling mass of dark tendrils. Tiny sparks of white electricity dance between his fingertips, controlled and precise. He begins to weave a protective barrier around the trapped crystal. The shadows hiss, recoiling slightly from the purity of his crackling light. Litty maintains his focus, ignoring the chill creeping into his own bones. He channels his power with surgical precision, separating shadow from light. The barrier expands, pushing back the parasitic energy without touching the crystal. Sweat beads on Litty's forehead as he maintains the delicate, glowing shield. The dark energy lashes out, trying to break his concentration with sudden pulses. Litty closes his eyes, grounding himself in the memory of the vibrant city above. He steadies his breathing, refusing to let fear cloud his purpose. He begins to feed his own vibrant energy back into the crystal's core. The crystal responds, pulsing with a faint, rhythmic heartbeat of blue light. The dark web begins to fray under the pressure of the incoming power. Litty increases the flow, his own hair standing on end with static charge. The cavern illuminates as the crystal begins to reclaim its lost brilliance. Shadows dissolve into nothingness, unable to withstand the surge of pure energy. The crystal spins faster, its light growing from a flicker to a steady glow. Litty smiles, feeling the connection between himself and the city's heart. A brilliant wave of light erupts from the center of the chamber. The shock wave travels upward, rushing through the tunnels like a golden tide. Above ground, the city's neon skyline flickers back to life instantly. Holographic signs ignite, casting vibrant colors across the faces of relieved citizens. Floating vehicles hum as their engines regain power, hovering gracefully once more. The darkness is banished, replaced by the familiar, electric buzz of Littyverse. Deep below, Litty exhales, his own glow dimming to a comfortable resting state. The energy crystal flows freely now, stabilized and shining with renewed intensity. Litty wipes his brow, feeling the weight of the task finally lifting. He turns away from the core, knowing it is safe and secure again. He begins the long climb back to the surface, his steps light and confident. He emerges from the tunnel entrance into the bustling, illuminated streets, Citizens cheer as they recognize the young hero with the spiky white hair. Litty waves, his expression humble and reflecting a newfound maturity. He realizes that true power is not just about strength, but about responsibility. He walks through the crowd, offering nods of encouragement to his neighbors. The city feels different now, united by the experience of the sudden gloom. Litty looks up at the glowing skyline, proud of his home's resilience. He knows he will always be ready to protect this light whenever needed. The story ends with Litty standing tall, a beacon of hope for everyone. He pauses to watch a neon sign flicker with perfect, steady rhythm. The air feels crisp, charged with the clean energy of the restored crystal. Litty adjusts his jacket, his hair still crackling with tiny, playful sparks. He walks past a group of children playing with holographic light toys. They look at him with wide, admiring eyes as he passes by. Litty gives them a friendly wink, keeping his own power tucked away safely. He understands now that managing his energy is his greatest strength. The city lights reflect in his eyes, bright and full of promise. He finds a quiet spot on a bench overlooking the central plaza. He watches the flow of traffic, peaceful and rhythmic once again. The future of the city feels secure in his capable, steady hands. Litty smiles, ready for whatever adventure tomorrow might bring to Littyverse.